How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today I'll be showing you on how to find the perfect sensitivity or settings in Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 2. But before I start this video, I just want to apologize because this video almost took me 3 weeks to upload, and I just got lazy for it. But the reason I got lazy was because I was streaming on Twitch. So if you want to follow me on Twitch, the link to that will be in the description, and you can just watch me live there. So in this video, I will arrange the settings in different categories, and the time set for each of them will be in the description down below. So if you want to see a specific setting or whatever, but I would highly recommend you watch the entire video in order to not miss out on anything important. So first things first, let's start on what input curve to use. I personally use exponential because I came from legacy, so that's more of a legacy movement kind of thing. But if you're into like PC movement or controller or whatever, linear is probably for you. The best way to find out which one you prefer is by trying it out yourself, and like I said, personal preference is the first step to succeeding in this game, so you won't go too far copying someone else. So choose between exponential and linear. I chose exponential, you can choose whatever you want. Next, when you find the perfect dead zone, to do this you will need to recall on how old your controller actually is. For me, my controller, it's almost 5 years old, so that's why I kind of keep it around the default. I think I might just put it on the default, which is 12%. So if your controller is under a year old, then I would suggest to go for the lowest, which is 5%. However, if you don't know how old your controller is, then what I would do is find the lowest dead zone that you don't actually see any drifts in. For example, 5, if I move my stick a little bit, you can see it's like moving without me even touching it. That's what drift is. So if you see any drift like that, just go to 6%, and if you see a drift like that, go to 7%, etc. You're basically trying to find the lowest dead zone you can possibly have without any drift, which will stop you from, messing around with your aim and stuff. Moving on to the X and Y sense, or the horizontal and vertical seed, X being horizontal, vertical being Y. You need to figure out what type of player you actually are first of all. So you could either be a slow, mid or high sense player. If you're a low sense player, then I suggest you start from 30% on both X and Y, and just like see how well you can control it. And then if you don't like it, you can just either go higher or lower. It really depends on your playstyle. Same with the high sense players. Start from 100%, because that's the highest you can go, and see how well you can control it. And if you can't control it too well, go down to 90, etc. What I tend to do when finding my new X and Y sense, I would just do a quick 180 in one jump and see if I can control it really well. Obviously this isn't a full 180, but if I can quickly turn and turn back in each direction, then that just tells me that I can control it really well and do like nice flick shots with my shotgun and stuff. So I don't know, that could work for you guys. It works for me, so I don't know, try it out. To find your building sense, all you have to do is literally load into any world in creator with free space, and once you find your perfect X and Y, just start from 2.0 and just rebuild, which is literally just, I don't know, doing 90s or whatever, doing this, doing that, and if you don't like it, then just either increase or decrease. It's really up to you. So you can either increase it, you can decrease it, it really doesn't matter. Also try like minimize the editing when you're building, when you're free building for your build sense, because you haven't actually found your edit sense yet, which is what we're moving on to now. Now to find your edit sense, I recommend you try this map. So I'll leave all the codes I'm introducing in the description, but in this map basically in this map you got edit courses and fun features like all this stuff. But the edit courses, what I tend to do when finding my edit sense, go to infinite walls over here, and I just do this 20 like constantly. This really gets like you in the spirit of editing, if that makes sense. But yeah, what I would suggest you do, you start from 2.0 and work your way up or down depending on which one you like. Do some top corner edits, do some of whatever this is called, open edits, full edits, and what this like does is just like puts you in a constant editing momentum no matter which direction you're looking, which is, for me, is amazing. I could even do this as a warm-up. If you're trying to also be a faster editor, I would highly recommend this as well. Just doing this every single day as a warm-up. If you're a beginner, just start slowly like this, and then just gradually build up the pace. And I'm sure at some point you'll see improvement and start being a faster editor. Yeah, man, you can just do some resets, you can do whatever you want really in Infinite Wars. What you could also do if you feel confident about your edit sense is trying to turn off your reticle while you're editing. This can improve your crosshair placement while editing without even you realizing it. So every time you're near a wall, you know exactly what to do. Your mind just has that locked. So it's just another way of improving your editing. If you believe you found your perfect edit sense, and I recommend you test yourself by going into this map. Once again, it's in the description. And in this map there's an easy mode, a normal mode, and a hard mode. So do the difficulty that you believe you are at and just test yourself. So I'll just go in easy for now. And literally all you do is go to either 1, 2 or 3 and start the timer or wherever, we just automatically go, and you literally just edit, do your thing. Last but not least, the ADS sense. The reason I have mine quite low is because it's easy for me to track people when they're gliding or running, etc. But I would have a high scope sense for sniping, but because there isn't any scope settings, I'm just going to have to adapt and snipe on a low sense, which is okay I guess, but just not consistent. So in order to find your perfect ADS sense, I recommend using this map, which is pretty much Kovacs but more focused on Fortnite mechanics. What you do is get an AR or a shotgun, whatever you want to do, and I suggest doing the tracking ones, so the horizontal or vertical or any of these. You guys can have fun with all of these, but what I would do as a warm-up, or if you're trying to find your perfect ADS sense, do any of the tracking. So start with horizontal, and all you do is press start and just track the zone, and it automatically reloads for you, so you don't have to press your reload button. Just keep on doing this. So doing these simulations will definitely help you guys find your perfect ADS sense for using AR. And if you do this every day as a warm-up before you hop into any game, I'm sure you guys will have cracked aim by the end of any session. So once again, there are all these other options if you want to try out as well, and once again the code is in the description. That'll be all for today guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that this helped at least one of you guys, and if it did, leave in the comments down below so it makes me feel like I've actually done something. But yeah, follow my Twitch, subscribe if you're new, drop a like if you haven't already, and use code PKC17 for an item shop hashtag, and peace! Get down!